morning. Today we're going to talk about sage. This is a wonderful example of a sage plant. I know that none of mine in my garden grow this big, so I can tell that it's been here for a while, and it is doing a great job. You can see that it has recently flowered, which happens with sage. And the great thing about it is that it then has seeds that come with that can then create some additional plants. Sage is a plant that is a perennial. The one thing you do have to be careful about is it does need to have well-drained soil. It does not like to get its feet wet because it is a plant that came from the Mediterranean. It is also a member of the mint family, which is kind of unusual to think about that because it doesn't smell anything like mint. In the Ward Hall times, they would use this plant for preserving meat. They added rosemary to it and used it to preserve and flavor meat. They used it for teas, and most of those were used for medicinal purposes. And they also used it for scent. To use when in their homes, and also sometimes in little corsages to add a scent that was more pleasing. It could also be used for fertility problems. This was another one that they talked about, that it was for woman issues. And then it also could be used for dandruff, which is kind of interesting. They would make a rinse and they would use it in their hair after they washed it, and it would make it shiny, but it would also help with their dandruff. It's also credited to help with memory. Back in the 1500s, there was Gerard put together an herbal book, and they were still using that in the 1800s, and he said it was good for both the head and the brain because it helped with your mental capabilities. So lots of uses. Now today, if you think about sage, I bet you think about Thanksgiving because you think about stuffing, and we use it a lot in our stuffing, and we use it a lot. You can use it in meats. And it does make a really good tasting tea. I was very surprised about that. So that you can use it for that also. So, good plant to plant, many uses that you can have in your garden, and it looks pretty because it not only has the silvery leaves, but it also has these pretty purple flowers. So enjoy.